Tonight, breaking news from outside the arena where UFC President Dana White, he just announced that Bud Light, yes, the Bud Light, will become the official beer partner of the league. Now, after veering off course, which I thought was stupid, into the, woke cultural wars in the country, is this a strong message from Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light that we've heard you loud and clear and we're getting back on track? Everybody knows who you are, Dana. No holds barred, kick ass, take no prisoners. I don't give an Adam Schiff or in anybody's face. So they purposely went with you. Tell us about it.
I know all the controversy and everything else, but for myself, going into a long-term deal with another sponsor, I want to be with somebody that I'm actually aligned with. And I know people were upset with what they did, but I'm looking at all the good things that they do. They employ 65,000 Americans. They have thousands of vets that work for them. They spend $700 million a year with U.S. farmers using their crops to make their products and many, many other great things that Anheuser-Busch has done. I want to be with somebody that I'm aligned with. All those things that I just mentioned to you are what I'm all about.
Conservatives don't know what to do with themselves now that UFC President Dana White, who they worship as a badass, partnered up with Bud Light, that company that they think adds trans-inducing chemicals to their beer, after a promo with Dylan Mulvaney. This partnership is really going to illustrate where many conservatives' principles actually lie, because Dana wasn't shy about telling Charlie Kirk about some of his reasoning behind it.
This unbelievable, powerful, American-built business, a lot of their core values align with mine. As far as military, I'm a big supporter of military and law enforcement. I love their thing that they do.
Folds of honor.
Yeah, exactly. Where they, have spent like $44 million over the last however many years for scholarships for fallen heroes, whether it's military or first responders. And I could go on for days about how much I am aligned with Anheuser-Busch. Hey, whenever there's a big natural disaster in the United States, they turn the plant into a water bottling factory, and they've done like 100 million bottles of water for people in need during natural disasters. So as we got down to it, we started to talk, and I met with the CEO of Anheuser-Busch. It was a no-brainer for me.
And since conservative pundits say the divisive things that they say, mostly to appeal to the most reactionary and aggressive people in the country, Charlie Kirk and Hattie appear to be settling in on this narrative so that they won't piss off the rabid anger that they stoked. They're now trying to say Bud Light made a mistake with all that gay stuff. But now that they're looking to make money with Dana White, they're winking at us bigots and saying, my bad, we're back on your side. Here, watch.
Yeah, and so look, a lot of people in the last couple of months, you could see that the effort against, Anheuser-Busch was very, very successful. The question is, what does success look like, right? And we as conservatives and our audience need to ask ourselves the question, right? And I consider it pretty amazing and awesome that they want to partner with you, Dana, at UFC. And by the way, we played that hype reel. You were the best on COVID. You've been great for Trump. You've been great for the country, great on conservative values. And so Dana, I want also to build this out, that value alignment. But this is a good thing to all of a sudden say, wait a second, so Anheuser-Busch, they made a mistake with this Dylan Mulvaney thing, no doubt, right? But it was a one-off can influencer thing. But isn't this a movement in the right direction and a win and a success that they want to do business with you, Dana?
What's also being revealed is that when it comes to money, some conservative ads go out the window quicker than they even came in. And since Dana White, conservative darling, beloved by MAGA, makes a deal with the same woke company that they vowed never to patronize again, pundits need to come up with excuses for this reversal, like really quick. But White couldn't help but to tell the minions of MAGA voters the reality of capitalism, the economic system that we praise but somehow still don't get how it works. The UFC is making their money regardless, and Bud Light checks all of White's boxes when it comes to their values. The company's other business endeavors don't change what the UFC will be getting from them in this deal, while Budweiser's advertising and marketing goals are being pursued on all fronts, including with the LGBTQ community. So when it comes to shooting cases of beer or burning your worn-out pair of Nikes, Charlie Kirk and Sean Hannity types have their followers thinking that their outrage has to do with something other than money.
This is a sponsorship deal. There were people at the table. I could have picked anybody. I picked Anheuser-Busch, and I picked them for all the reasons that I laid out for you. And yeah, there's no doubt that, the fact that Anheuser-Busch wants to be in business with me, they know exactly what they're getting. They know who I am. They know what I stand for. And not just me personally, but the UFC. If you look at, I could do a fight in San Francisco, okay? And Trump could walk in and the place is going to erupt. Our fan base is very conservative.
Everybody talks about, oh, you did it for money. Hey, dummies, all sponsorship deals are about money, okay? So when you talk about being a sellout, I had multiple deals in front of me. So it's not like, oh, Bud Light showed up and they were the only option I had to get money. You know how stupid that is to think that, this was all about, and I said this yesterday, and I'll say it again, everybody on every side of this deal that were involved, other beer companies and everything else, absolutely positively know that this was not about money for me. We were going to end up with money with no matter who we ended up with.
Seems pretty clear. But once you let the conservative boycott cat out of the bag, it never ends. Because random people like this guy are done with the UFC. Thanks to your new sponsorship, I canceled Fight Pass. Plus, I'm going to save $80 a month on pay-per-view. Know your audience. I guess take that, Dana.